Good morning, folks. It is 7:07 a.m. on a beautiful day, man. It is gorgeous outside.
Outside. Jazz Fest and Fireman's Fest will stay like this for a week.
I'm hoping. I am really hoping. Folks, this is Al Carr. This is not Gene. Gene is a bit under the weather on today, and so we pitch hitting for him. I can never replace Gene. Just hopefully I could do a half a good job as Gene.
He's been around for a while. Huh?
Oh yeah, Gene. That's a good friend of mine, though.
Oh yeah, Gene is great. He loves it. He loves his job, and he's got other things to do this morning. And still no flag on the flagpole. What are we going to do about that?
What's the deal with the flag on the flagpole?
I think the ropes, the mechanism is broken.
Oh.
So maybe if you get Al Carter to climb up to the top and bring it up every morning, you know?
Well, if Al Carter climbs on that flagpole, we'll have a whole lot of folks watching that.
Because they had people sit on flagpoles, you know. They go up there and sit on objecting to something in the government or something. They stand there. No, I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going up there.
Now, I think that if I would actually climb that flagpole, Gibbons, I think that about midway, maybe three-quarter ways to the top, it'll begin to start bending. And
yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah, we better leave that alone.
Let's forget about that.
I'm gonna call the sheriff's office up, and I'm gonna ask what's the deal with the flagpole. We got a caller. Hold on a second.
Somebody wondering where we are.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. That might be Doug.
Go ahead, caller. You on hold? Go ahead, caller. You on KTIB Dialogue.
Al, good morning. Ronnie Clermont. Tidbit, how you doing?
Hey, out here, Ronnie. Okay.
Rebecca with the city in Thibodeau and I found out what's wrong with the flagpole. The foot is broken at the top, and the city needs to provide a bucket truck to be able to get to the top of the flagpole.
Are you going to take care of that, Ronnie?
No, the public guy is supposed to take care of it. I have his name somewhere. Supposed to be looking into it.
We all got a little monkey in us. We should be fine.
Gene knows if I get the mayor on that day when I let him know what was taking place.
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
all it needs is a bucket truck to put the pulley up there and put the lanyard.
Well, thank you,
They've got a flag.
Well, I'm going to get in contact with those folks today and see if we can do something. I mean,
yeah, because we can't live without
it's just been a while without the flag.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Oh, a month or more, yeah, I'm sure.
All right, fellas.
Okay, thanks
Thank you, my friend.
Have a good day.
Yeah, folks, if you want to give us a call, 447-6409. That's 447-6409. And this morning, Al Carter's hosting Dialogue, and Gibbens Robichaux Tidbits is a guest, a famous local icon. I listen I'm telling you, I listen to Gene, and when you're on the show, man, I love your voice, and I love the information.
Oh, thank you.
I tell people that it's easy to live here.
Yeah.
But when you come from out of town, because we decided to go ahead and say, we got another caller.
Another caller. You got to press 3 buttons.
Oh, it's a
Hello.
Good morning. You're listening to Dialogue.
Yeah, but you know who I am.
Hey, Doug, what's going on, my friend?
Okay, I'm doing okay, but it's just what I wanted to bring this up to you.
Sure.
My niece, a little baby. Emma. Emma's a little girl.
She just had it today?
No, she had it Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
This happened Wednesday.
What?
Wednesday night when Mama called me, everything started to spread, so I have everything to spread across. So I just wanted to be on there because I just wanted to let y'all know what it was.
So you're an uncle again, huh, Doug? That's a good one.
Yes, I am.
Well, you take care of that Emma, you hear?
Yeah, but Gene, Al.
Go ahead, my friend.
Can you play me a song then before you go off the season?
What you want to listen to, brother? You want some Fats or...
Yeah, some of that, but make sure, no, you can do Little Richard because you can, and then I'm going to give Rock and Randall Fats because that's what I'm thinking to do.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
Well, have
Thank
a good
you,
day.
Thank you.
Oh, Doug, he's a new uncle, and that's all he's going to think about now.
I tell you what, though, when you talk about Little Richard and Fats, and then mentioning Fireman's Fair,
yeah, right.
Man, Little Fats is going to be here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's going to be here.
Oh, Fat.
Hold on a second, got another caller. Go ahead, call you on Dialogue.
Al, Ronnie, I went good dig up my records. The fellow with the city of Thibodeau is Chris Landry that called me back and said the information on the flagpole.
All right,
That's the responsible party. It's on his back.
Well, I'm going to give him a call today.
You're quite welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you, Ron.
Yeah, speaking of Fats and Little Richard.
Little Richard, yeah.
I mean, Jazz Fest.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
What a day they're having today, huh?
Oh, I don't think we could buy weather any better than this for Jazz Fest.
Absolutely beautiful. What we went through in December, January, February, all the snow and everything. And it's snowing in Colorado, and you know, it's still... Boy, the snow people love that, though.
Let me tell you something. You know, a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
my wife and I, we were making our final decision on where we're going to land.
Okay.
Our ultimate plan, and my listeners need to know, my ultimate plan when I first came up here was come to Nichols, get my master's, do my 2-3 years at Nichols State as chief, and move on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And we pretty much got stuck because we made relationships with folks, we made friends with folks.
Yeah.
And 7 years later, we're still here, and we decided to stay here. But one of the things is the weather. I'll be quite honest with you. I've got friends who live in other parts of the country who are dealing with tornadoes.
I know.
With snow. I had a friend of mine in New York. She said that she'd have to wait until the truck would pass by to get groceries to pass through the window.
I know.
So I'm like, oh no, I'm staying right here in southeast Louisiana. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it.
God's country, boy, except for that
tell me
doggone
about it.
hurricane. But as far as Thibodeau, I was on the one-on-one the other day with Martin Fultz over at Channel 10, and he talked about that the president called the night before that he was coming to Thibodeau. What would you tell him? You know? I said, come on down, Mr. President. You got the cutest and nicest little community down here, the nicest people, a great hospital, a university, 2 great high schools, and music.
Oh,
Plenty
yeah.
of great music. Huh, Al Carter?
Oh, let me tell you something. We've fallen in love.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, we have fallen totally in love.
And that's why you're going to move here.
Oh, look, and for the past 5-7 years that we've been here, it has grown in a positive way.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, there's no need to leave. I mean, within this tri-parish area, you've got almost every store that you want.
That's right.
You've got the university. You've got arts. You've got culture. I mean, what more could you really want?
You're right. You got history, and you got a great mayor, and the administration is great. Now look at Canal Street. The thing about Canal Street, it looks like a thoroughfare now. People are increasing their speed limit to about 70, I believe, sometimes.
You've got to watch that, though.
Somebody told me 6,000 cars a day pass in front of the cathedral.
6,000?
Yeah.
Now, that's the one thing we got to watch out for is the traffic.
We're going to send Al out there to count one day.
I don't know. You know what? We were looking at you have to help me with this.
Yeah.
The road on the side of the country club. Which one is that?
Percy Brown?
Percy Brown Road.
Boy.
They did a car count.
I know.
And I really wish we would have known about it before they did it.
Yeah.
Because my comment to folks was, if I would have known there was a car count, I would have spent the whole day going back and forth.
Yeah, right.
Because they need a traffic signal.
Oh, absolutely. That woman was killed there, yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. A wonderful lady from Nichols State.
That's right.
All right, Carly, you're on dialogue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was talking about the wonderful things in the area. I just had to add the Thibodeau Playhouse. Their play, If the Shoe Fits, is absolutely wonderful. I know this is a busy weekend in the area with the Lower Valley Fest and stuff, but those people who have not been to the play need to take time to go to it. The actors are wonderful. Actors and actresses are wonderful, and the play is absolutely adorable. It's a comedy. The doctors say comedy is good for you, and this is a good play. So everybody should go out and enjoy it.
Well, thank you for calling about that.
For sure. I tell you what, we went to the last play that they had over there, the one based on based on Odd Couple.
Yeah, Odd Couple. Yeah, wasn't that great though?
That was fantastic.
Those 2 girls on there were just amazing, huh?
Oh, man.
I forgot her name, but I went up to her and told her, you got to go to Broadway, girl. Man, she's fabulous.
Let me tell you, and that's one of the things that we have in this community that, well, it was packed.
Yeah, I know.
You were there that night.
Yeah, right. I remember you there.
It was packed. If you went to New York or New Orleans, you'd have to pay almost $50 to $75 per ticket.
That's right.
You'd have to try and find a place to park, right?
I'll take a cab.
That's right, take a cab. You'd have to worry if you had to walk whether you were going to get mugged along the way.
Yeah, right.
But we've got quality entertainment down here. I mean, high quality stuff.
You can drive yourself there.
That's it.
That's right.
And then we went to see To Kill a Mockingbird at Nichols. Awesome play.
Awesome, absolutely. And the musicals.
Oh, yeah.
The Playhouse puts up, we have great musicians in this area, you know that.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, right. And they can put on musicals there, too. Talking about music, if you don't mind, I'd like to push this Sunday at noon. The band director at E.D. White, his last name is Robichaux, I think. He's my son. Anyway.
You may know this guy a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's called A Fan of the Band. At the noon, it starts at noon at Peltier Park Sunday. And 5 bands are going to be there. Homer Junior High, Nichols Jazz Band, the Bayou Community Band, St. Joseph, and E.D. White. and they have food and drink, but 5 great bands and music. Out there in a beautiful afternoon like this, you know.
Oh, tell me about it.
You go there at noon, and then at 3 o'clock, I think the Playhouse probably has a 3 o'clock.
Probably after the show.
Anyway, you got a full weekend already, huh?
That's one of the things that I found in this community. If you're bored, it's because you are bored.
No, that's right. Nobody should be bored in Thibodeau, huh?
You go from one thing to, I don't think there's any weekend that passes by that there's not something that's going on.
Yeah.
And the awesome thing about I've got 3 kids, 14, 17, and 6.
Okay.
It's family oriented.
Yeah, right.
You can bring your
That's
kids.
Right. Absolutely.
And you don't feel like, it's questionable and kind of stuff like
That's
that.
right. It's wonderful, though. But this thing is noon Sunday, and it sounds great. They got food and a lot of fun, but music. Plenty of music.
Oh, yeah. But that's one thing that I found in this community. It's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think if you walk into any business and start tapping on the counter, somebody's going to pull out a saxophone or a trumpet.
Well, Al, you sound like you have a voice that could sing. Do you sing?
I try. I try. And some people say I can. Some people say shut up. So I don't know what
you got to sing Amazing Grace for me. I was on the television the other day, and Martin Falls says, "I didn't know you wrote the E.D. White alma mater."
Really?
Yeah, he says, "Why don't you sing it for us?" And I forgot the words of it.
You forgot the words?
Well, I caught them real fast. So.
Oh, that's
40
okay
years
then.
ago.
Well, yeah, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You're allowed to miss one word.
I wrote it in 15 seconds, and they're playing it all the time. But music is my life, boy. I tell you, and they got it in Thibodeau.
I tell you what, the Johnny Jam had Luther Kent.
Yeah, Luther Kent.
And
Jimmy George and all those guys can play, play that saxophone, huh?
I tell you, I sat there in total awe of these guys. And the selection of music they had when they played Louisiana 1927, I mean, tears just was welling up. But that's just on the whole. When we had the KTIB block party that time, it was local guys that was jamming, man. Oh, yeah.
Man. Luther Kent, that's right. Boy, they got some great musicians, all right.
And I tell you, I don't know, but historically, this community has always been a hotbed for serious music.
Yeah, Al, at the turn of the century, they had 19 bands in those days.
19?
Yeah, that's all they had. 19 bands, different cultures, you know. They had bands, and of course they had cruise boats coming up and down the bayou with people, tourists visiting.
Up the bayou?
Up and down the bayou, cruise ships would come. People from New Orleans would come, and they'd have bands on the ship.
I didn't know that.
That's all they had to do. Well, just like the big old, they had a beautiful, massive hotel at Grand Isle, Louisiana. People would come down there before it was blown away in that terrible hurricane, you know.
But that's one of the things. Randall and I were talking about one of the proms, my son's prom, Thibodeau High. They had a guy came with his iPod, and he plugged it in and played music.
Yeah, right.
And nothing against disc jockeys, folks. I don't want to offend my DJ guys. But when I was in high school, we had live music.
Live music, right.
We had live bands. My junior year, we had a group called Chocolate Milk. And for our senior year, we had the all-girls band.
No, I remember the all-girls band.
Man.
Chocolate Milk, I don't remember that.
You don't remember Chocolate Milk?
That was great. You played in that?
Oh, no. No. The musician, definitely I'm not. But these guys were like Commodore-style musicians. They had the trumpets and the drums and the bass. But that's, I know. That's music.
All right.
That's real. I mean, you could feel it. The CDs are fine, I guess.
All right.
But there's something about...
Oh, live music is the only way to go, huh?
Oh.
But I'm afraid that they've gotten so expensive that they do. You know, talking about Johnny Jam at the bistro, every Wednesday night now they're having a jam session. If you play any kind of instrument, you go over there and join in with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they tell me last Wednesday was fabulous. Jimmy George and all them playing. Just sitting there. What you play? You play an instrument, huh?
Oh, no. No? I was in piano lessons. And that's one of the things that I do regret in life. There are very, very few regrets I have. I wanted to play football. And some 30 years later, I couldn't play football. I should have stayed on the keyboard. I really should have.
Yeah, you should have, right? Because you got music in you.
Oh, man, I love music. And now at church, I'll sit down, I'll look at the organist and have to repent because of my envy and jealousy. I have to admit that. You know, I actually say, God, please forgive me for this. But I wish I would have stayed because I love good music. Like I said, the CDs and it was fine.
Right.
But to sit down and listen to a live performance, I think it makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, churches in Thibodeau are just fabulous. In the cathedral organist, I was the organist there for 42 years. I'm still playing. You know. Yeah. 1,500 funerals and 500 weddings I did. But
all in 1 week.
No, all in 18 years. But I still play. They still call me back sometimes. But we're going over to St. Genevieve this weekend to play the new grand piano they got over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Several months ago, one Tuesday night, the lightning storm blew out the organ in St. Joseph's and blew out the organ at St. Genevieve.
The same day?
Yeah, same night. I don't know who was mad at her. Somebody's mad at somebody.
I don't know. We got to give a father title by that one.
Yeah, right. But I'm going over there. But of course, church music is just beautiful. Moses Baptist got a choir you wouldn't believe. You know, when they sing "Amazing Grace," Al.
Oh man!
With that voice of yours, I'm gonna get with you, and we're gonna teach you how to sing that. I'm gonna play, and you're gonna sing.
I tell you what, there's a church, Third Zion on 308.
Yeah.
Pastor Nolan Smith. They have French visitors, and I guess probably in the spring of the year they probably do now. When they come to the United States, they go to his church. They do the gospel music, and the folks are totally enthralled. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that any church in this community, if you walk in, you see singers, you hear singers and musicians probably that can compare to most things that's on television and radio.
That's right. Beautiful. All in this area. That's where jazz started up in Donaldsonville. The old real jazz started up in Donaldsonville back in the late 1800s. Yeah. People don't realize that. It went down and they talk about New Orleans jazz, but it started up in this area.
Well, I think a lot of times people just lump everything in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And you kind of miss.
Of course, right away. That's what you're going to do. You know, New Orleans jazz. You know.
Yeah, and sometimes it's easy just to say it versus trying to explain what the place is.
We had a Dixieland band here for 20 years. Ted Hoffman and those boys. 8 of them. The 8 stayed together. One of them, the piano player died, and the other one retired, so doesn't exist anymore. But I produced a CD of their music 10 years ago.
Really?
Oh yeah, by a Dixieland band. You ought to hear it. I don't know if they have around here, if y'all have it here, but I'm gonna have to bring you a copy that you can play that once in a while. These are great musicians.
And I tell you, and I think that there's an energy there. There's something about it. That's something else I'm in love with. I have to admit, I'm in love with big band music.
Yeah, me too. You are?
Oh, Glenn Miller, I mean, stuff.
How old are you?
I'm only 45.
45, well, that 40s, from about 43 to 60 is the greatest music ever created.
I believe so.
When that Dancing with the Stars, when they have them sing or dance to that good old music, they did the Jitterbug other night. There's 10 of them left on Dancing with the Stars, and all 10 of them got out there and did the Jitterbug. Big band sound, it was fabulous.
Ooh. But this community, talking with Linda and the group, it was considered at one time, we had people like Fats Domino, and they would come through this community.
That's right.
And they blew me away with that. I was like, we'll come to Thibodeau? They said, you'd be surprised at the top-level entertainment that flowed through this community.
That's right, absolutely.
Man, we need to reenact and get some of those folks down. Because we can actually do a similar, maybe a mini jazz fest type deal. Did you get a chance to go to the Bicentennial?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be a perfect avenue, and I'm sure that the parish administration is probably telling me to shut up right now. But it was fantastic.
Charlotte told me that some lady came up and said, you going to do this next year? She said, no, every 200 years we're going to do this. Well, that's what's going to happen. Every 2 or 3 years they ought to do that because the displays were marvelous. And the music, Jimmy George and them played Stand By Me. I thought,
man.
The night. And boy, I love that. Golly.
That's some good stuff, though. And I said, those are the things that makes a community, gives it a personality, gives it a certain ambiance.
Well, it's always been like that in Thibodeau. The music, the bands and the churches provide the music,
Well, I've been to most churches in this community, and to be honest with you, very few of them have I ever gone in that I didn't enjoy the music.
That's right.
Every now and then you got a squeaker that comes through there who's just related to somebody who they let sing,
That's right.
I'm going to get in trouble for that one, that's for sure. I'm sure for that one there.
You're going to have people calling you in, huh? That's great. That's what you're supposed to do. Well, Al Carter, you're marvelous.
Oh, please.
But I'm gonna see if I can get some voice lessons for you. And you know where middle C is on the piano? Sure, you know.
I can find it.
It's in the middle.
It's right in the middle.
You know, the 88 keys on the piano. They have a new piano out of Germany now with 92 keys. I asked them why they had it's like $475,000 for a piano.
$475,000.
Those pianos in those days, boy. You know, the grand pianos run $80,000 now. Real good 9-foot grand run $80,000. So if you want one, you let me know.
$80,000.
Yeah.
And the sound quality is fantastic.
Grand pianos. You know, a 9-foot grand. The bass notes, those long strings, you can't beat that.
Yeah, but man, $80,000.
I was the first one to play the one at Nichols when they brought it there. I put it on the stage. Lenny Hoffman and them made arrangements to get that piano there. And, I was the first one to play it, but it's magic, you know. You ever heard of Roger Williams?
Yes.
Martin Falk said he never heard of Roger Williams.
He never heard of Roger. I've seen his commercials. I have to admit, there was a CD of his work.
Yeah, right. He did. Autumn Leaves, remember? Well, he came to Nichols 40 years ago.
Really?
Nichols had a program where they would bring in these stars to play. They're full freshmen and people like that. They had, and Roger Williams came here and he practiced on a piano at Nichols that ended up at the country club. And when I play that thing, I feel like Roger Williams is there because he practiced on it.
His aura flows through the keys right into your hand.
I played on.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I played on what's his name? Can't remember his name. The piano player out of Las Vegas. Liberace. I went into his museum and I went up to that piano and they had a rope there and I told the guy, I said, I want to play that piano. Yeah, I'm a piano. Sure, I come sit. I sat on there, played, but I felt like he was there. And I started playing his type of music, and all these women came over there crying. And Lawrence Welk.
Gibbons is tearing up the exhibit.
You heard about Lawrence Welk. You know about Lawrence Welk, huh? Talk about big band music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
50 years he's been on television, man. 50 years. And he plays the Chattanooga Choo Choo and all those kind of good old songs. Al, you too. 45, you remember all those songs.
I remember, but you know what? I've always had a great love for history. I love musical history.
Yeah, right.
And I'll sit down and watch a musical in a minute just to watch the fanfare and the dancing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's when things were upbeat. I mean, not really, to be honest with you. Even though my kids are, teenagers, I make them sit down and watch that kind of stuff. I really do. They get frustrated with me. I bring the videos at work because at Juvenile Justice, I'll bring the videos and sit down and have them watch.
That shit's good for them.
They need to know what's going on.
Culture. They got to know something about that local culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
100 years, Frank Sinatra, in 100 years from now, they're going to play him like Nat King Cole. They still play him.
Man.
He was the greatest, man. He was the greatest. And he wasn't supposed to be a vocalist. He's a piano player,
Now, I knew he was a piano player, but he wasn't supposed to be a vocalist?
No, one night he was playing the piano, and somebody went up and asked him to play Melancholy Baby or something, I don't know. And he sang that thing. What a voice, boy.
Oh.
Mona Lisa, men have named you.
I'll tell you what, Gibbons, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. It is 7:31.
Already
7:31. Oh, man, time flies when you're having fun.
Two big talkers.
Oh, tell me about it. It is 7:31. You're listening to Dialogue with Al Carter and Gibbons on this morning. We'll be back in a couple of minutes on AM 640, KTIB.
Are you a woman who has a problem with cellulite? You know, those dimply things that show up around your arms or your legs? Well, you're not alone, and there are a couple of things that you can do to help out. I'm Scott Smith. That's next on Motivation to Move. Hi, it's Scott Smith, inviting you to change your life the easy way. Stand up, take a step, and repeat. Visit motivationtomove.com right now and become a premium member. You'll find up to 11 podcasts a week and an incredible community to support you every step of the way. Remember, life begins when you move, so do it now. Over the years, I've coached lots of women and some men who have problems with cellulite. It's kind of frustrating when you exercise all the time and those darn dimples are still there, right? So what do you do? Well, cellulite is a tough one because it's really the connective tissue around the fat that becomes uneven. That's what gives it that dimply appearance. And there's some heredity at work here, too, so you can thank your Aunt Jean. But here's what you can do. Keep up with your regular cardio exercise to burn fat, and make sure you lift weights because more muscle means more fat burn, and that means less cellulite. Plus, drink lots of water. Dehydration makes the dimples show more, so drink a lot of water. And get regular massages, too. That helps break up the tissue and smooth things out, make it look better. It's not the perfect solution, but it does work. Hey, it's all about moving. Do some now so you can do more later. I'm Scott Smith from motivationtomove.com.
Start making plans now for the first weekend in May. It's the Thibodeau Volunteer Firemen's Fair, and it promises to have something for everyone in the family. Tons of great food, rides for the kids, the big Fireman's Parade on Sunday, the $10,000 raffle, an auction, and best of all, great entertainment. This year, you'll want to bring your lawn chairs and get to the fairgrounds early to enjoy such entertainment as the Chiwis, Little Al, Fats Jackson, Tony Hall and Mahogany Blue, Waylon Thibodeau, the Treater Band, Louisiana LaRue featuring Tab Benoit, just to name a few. And Saturday night, all the way from Australia, the Little River Band. Now for the Thibodeau Firemen's Fair, the first weekend of May on the fairgrounds, Tiger Drive in Thibodeau.
KTIB-AM 640 salutes Nickel State as the Colonels live, learn, and lead. This is your station for news, talk, and oldies. AM 640, AM 640, AM 640, AM 640.
If you're looking for friendly hometown service, visit Lloyd's Remedies for all your pharmaceutical needs. At Lloyd's, you'll find it all. There's even a full-time health consultant on staff to assist you. Lloyd's Remedies carries a full line of vitamins and minerals and accepts all forms of medical insurance, including your Part D medical card. You can order online at www.lloydsremedies.com or use the convenient drive-through window. Lloyd ships anywhere in the U.S. Call in your order at 985-872-4547 or stop by Lloyd's Remedies today at 3639 West Main in Gray. And don't forget to pick up your copy of Lloyd's Remedies, old-fashioned remedies that work. That's Lloyd's Remedies, 3639 West Main in Gray.
Oh, sure. Happy birthday, son.
Oh, whoa. A lawn tractor.
John Deere Select Series. This one's even got four-wheel steering. And with all these attachments, it can do just about anything.
Oh, wow, I can't believe it. It's all mine.
Yours. That one in the back. That's yours. This new one's mine.
John Deere Select Series lawn tractors. Nothing runs like a deer.
Visit johndeere.com to find a John Deere dealer near you.
KTIB-AM 640 News, Talk, and Oldies from your home to Southland Mall and beyond. AM 640. 640.
No woman like the one I got, boy.
You and I together, boy.
Boy, I tell you.
I celebrated my 53rd anniversary Tuesday.
53rd?
I was married when I was 12. I know. Look, Al Carter, you don't believe me, huh? I met Joanne when she was 13, but we didn't get married for 7 years, but... So
that's a good
thing. I'm not giving my age. You gave your age, but I'm not giving my age.
Man, I tell you what, this is our 23rd year, so we got a couple of years to catch up with you.
You're right,
We got a couple of years. But I tell folks all the time, there's nothing like being married to a woman you're in love with.
That's right, a good woman.
That is the key.
And that's the secret of all the problems in New Orleans and everything. Good mothers with family. If these kids had family, they'd be all right, boy.
And you need a father and you need a mother. And I know I get in trouble with that if you want to call and get on me, 447-6409. Or you can go to the alcarterlive.com website and you can send me a dirty email if you like. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a husband and a wife.
That's right.
Then kids.
That's right.
That's the process. That's the procedure.
And a home.
And a home.
And it's pulling New Orleans. It's going to take them 10, 20 years to get out of that.
Oh, man. It's 7:38. In the AM, yeah, New Orleans, I visited a couple of days ago. We visited.
Oh, you went down?
We have friends still in, my wife's mother still lives there. And the French Quarter is up and running.
For sure.
They moving.
Because it didn't flood.
The CBD is up and running. Oh, there's a lot of office spaces that's still vacant. But once you leave that and you head toward New Orleans East, Gentilly, oh man, it looks like Iraq.
Right, that's right.
It does. It looks like somebody dropped a bomb.
Total you know what? It's all because of one word, water. See, Ben St. Louis got wiped out, but they sucked it all back in there, and then it all dried up. But New Orleans sat in 12 feet of water.
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
And that's hard to...
And hundreds of thousands of homes. And, 300,000 people, 150,000 went to Houston. All of them suffered. They all suffered for that, too.
Well, I tell you what, I think that... And we know what's I'm kind of frustrated about, and I want to get on the phone with either Congressman Lawson or Bobby Jindal or one of them guys, because they're getting exciting because the Corps of Engineers is saying that we're getting the levees to pre-Katrina strength.
Yeah.
Okay, pre-Katrina strength was not that good.
We need more than that.
Yeah, we need a little bit more than pre-Katrina strength.
Right,
I mean, that wasn't a good good line of protection.
No, right, that's right.
I want to get a little bit better than pre-Katrina strength. I'd like to get some post-Katrina extra strength. You know, so I'm concerned. I don't think the city is protected. It's still not protected.
No, and Terrebonne Parish did their own. You know, New Orleans got wiped out, but Terrebonne Parish down there, but they got together and they're going to try to build levees. They said that's why I got flood insurance in Thibodaux, right downtown Thibodaux. I got flood insurance because they said if that Intracoastal Canal, that they don't do something about that, and another one comes, it's going to flood Thibodaux. 6 inches of rain in Thibodaux, 6 inches of water in Thibodaux. Imagine that, huh?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm believing that I have been the protection for Thibodaux.
Yeah.
Since I've been here.
Yeah.
Everybody say this boy is nuts.
Absolutely.
Since I've been here, we've had one hurricane that went to the right.
Yeah.
One that went to the left, and we had one that went from a Category 5 to a Category 1 overnight.
That's right.
I said, you know, since we're in Thibodaux, we've got this thing taken care of. We got it taken care of.
St. Valerie. You heard about St. Valerie?
What happened with St. Valerie?
She's over at the cathedral over there. She's in a catafalque, they call it. It's a statue of a saint.
Okay.
And she's supposed to be the patron of Thibodaux and protect us from...
Now, is that the one with the plate?
The what?
There's one that's holding a plate.
No, that's St. Cecilia with an eye in it.
That's what...
This is in the front and to the right, in a coffin at 150 years ago.
Oh, that's right, okay.
In a glass coffin. They call it a catafalque.
I've seen it, okay.
All right, she 1864, Father Menard went to Europe and brought that back as a gift to the people. And she's been there, and it hadn't been a tornado or any direct hit Thibodaux in all those years. She protects us.
But that's interesting.
And when Katrina was coming, I went to talk to her. I knocked on the glass.
And what did she say?
No, she was covered because they were redoing the cathedral, and they covered her completely, and I couldn't see her. That's why the storm hit, because I couldn't get to her.
Well, you should have moved it out the way. Wait a minute, Gibbons. Gibbons. If you were bold enough to move the rope for Liberace's piano and play it.
I should have moved. I should have uncovered that coffin. Al Carter, you something else.
You should have been able to uncover the coffin, Gibbs. I mean, we're talking about a whole different level. You got some other stuff we want to talk about this because we'll sit down and we'll talk all morning long.
We'll stay till noon if you want, yeah. We got to talk about this weekend again. We got the Playhouse,
sure.
All right, tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday afternoon, I think. Then we got the Edie White Band thing, noon on Sunday. And you know what's coming up next week is a fireman's fair. You got to talk about the firemen.
Oh, man.
It's been around a long time.
Linda Bellinger, good morning.
Good morning, Al.
And how are you doing on this beautiful day?
I'm doing good, but don't forget Laurel Valley this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
That's what we got. So, you know, when I came to Thibodaux, I thought I'd come and watch the grass grow and the cows just bay and the clouds flow gently and wispy in the sky.
Oh, we're getting really poetic.
But since I've been here, I have not slowed down. There is so much stuff to do.
Oh, everything's going on all the time. Yeah. Laurel Valley. What can you tell us about that, Linda?
Laurel Valley? Laurel Valley has, well, first off, there's a big yard sale Saturday from 7:30 on.
7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
That's a way to start, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Tomorrow. That's open to anybody. You can go up and set up a table.
Oh, really?
Sell your goods. Yeah, no charge
yeah,
on
you don't
that.
have to call in ahead of time or nothing.
Now, that's unusual because most times people charge you anywhere from 25 to...
Yeah, for a booth.
No, not at Laurel Valley.
That's great.
And then on Sunday, of course, it's the Laurel Valley Village Festival. They'll have crafters there.
Yeah, craft. Music and food.
Music and food and things for the kids and...
everything is tied to food around here.
Yeah, and that's going to go on
Sunday. They start earlier? Sunday?
No, I think
after church, huh?
I think it's 10 o'clock or something like
10
that.
o'clock. That's all right.
So I have to check on that.
Well, Linda, we want to know if you want to help us with that flag, if you would go up that flagpole. They need a girl to go up that flagpole. If we get that
You want me to fly on the flagpole? I got stripes on
Gene
today.
Richard and his flag. All Gene Richard talk about is a flag. I remember he's on for years, and first thing he would say, the flag is flying or the flag is dead still.
It's out of the South. Yeah, he's completely lost.
He put out the flag like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do?
Well, he can look across through my window and see the flag at City Hall.
Well, Ronnie called us
right.
Said,
yes,
I didn't think about that one at City Hall.
That's right.
I mean, there's one at City Hall you can see out of my office.
Oh,
so
is it up this morning?
Of course it's up. It's limp, but it's up.
It's up, huh? Well,
it's dead still.
It's dead still, right. That's what Gene would say. What was the temperature this morning? We didn't even talk about that.
I'm glad you asked that
64, huh?
question.
Oh, you got it?
Current temperature 58 degrees, partly cloudy,
That's cool.
winds calm,
That's cool.
humidity 86%, pressure's 30 and rising, dew point 58, visibility 10 miles.
So
Weather for today, 85, partly cloudy, a mix of clouds and sun, high near 85, winds light and variable, and tonight low 59.
And the speed limit on Canal Street, 85.
Folks are driving kind of fast down Canal. Folks.
Oh, let me tell you,
down.
while I was getting dressed this morning, I was listening to the weather, and of course, a lady comes on TV and she says, I'm the most important person in the city today. She's a lady on giving the weather. And I kind of stopped and thought about it. That's true. Jazz Fest today.
Oh. I tell you, they've got some awesome folks. They got some awesome. I looked at the lineup. You got some
I've never
people.
gone because of the traffic, but they tell me it's the food and the music.
On
is out
another
of this
note,
world.
I'm going to go pull the press release. There were 3 people died in a house fire here in Thibodeau last night.
Oh, last night? Oh.
1:30 this morning. I'm going to go pull the information.
The poor firemen.
I read it.
We got to talk about that next week, too.
6:30 this morning, and I didn't print it. I need to print it.
Yeah.
You don't know which street it was, where it was, huh?
12th Street? Something like
12th?
that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm going to get that information for you. It's a house fire.
You know, I mean, we've got to be very cautious in homes and stuff. I mean, space heaters and candles. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying about myself, so I don't know what happened.
Lisa Geis had sent me the press release on it overnight, so apparently
Yeah, let us know what this says, yeah.
And apparently their electricity had been turned off on the 16th of April.
Oh, man.
So they were using other means of candles and heat and stuff like that. So I'm going to get that press release, and I'll let people know in the 8 o'clock hour exactly what went on.
But you know, we live in the most industrialized, most advanced country in the world.
We do.
We live in the richest.
Absolutely.
I mean, we shouldn't have people living in that kind of
Without
condition
electricity.
anymore, without electricity. I mean, people get down on their luck.
But you got to understand something, and if you pay attention, you know, I was thinking about this. Cost of living, minimum wage is still $5.15. It's been like that for years and years and years.
True.
And living expenses have tripled. You know, you can't make it on, even if they worked 40 hours a week, that's only $200 a week.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if you're raising children, there's no way on this earth you're going to make it. I'm sorry. You can't feed your kids for that.
No.
You can't.
You can't. And so you definitely, they've been trying to raise the minimum wage.
Right.
But still, even if you go up $1 an hour,
right,
that's still not a whole lot of money to survive.
One of the things that gets me is people say, well, it's their fault because they're not educated. Not everybody had. Yes, the means is out there for you to go out and get that education, but just sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Life's not fair.
No.
You know?
Fair, that's right.
I mean, there's people out there with handicaps and other issues that prevent this. And we need to look at that. I mean,
well, you know,
I really feel bad.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I have no problem helping other countries.
All right.
I mean,
we need to love our own.
Yeah, I really believe that we have a moral responsibility to help people. I really think
especially starvation.
Well,
but within our own borders,
you know,
we have an ultimate responsibility.
I love the fact that we're out there trying to help the people, you know, rebuild their country in Iraq.
That's right,
but $1 billion a day.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Especially when we need it here so badly.
Yeah.
And we have people of our own that have no Medicaid, you know, no insurance, no means of taking care of these children. Hard times fall on you and me and everyone else, and you know, it's really sad.
Al, I heard the other day that every minute in the United States, 12 people die and 18 babies are born. Every minute. That's a tidbit.
I read that.
Every minute.
So that's right. So that's 300 million. That's why we're getting 300 million, because the babies are coming faster than the old ones are dying off, you see? Well, they're coming in multiple. They're coming in multiples.
Yeah,
I know. They're 2 to 5, huh?
We gotta make an adjustment. We gotta reduce the ones coming in, increase them. Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
I get on my humanitarian soapbox every now and then, but I really, man, people need to get out and help other people.
Yeah, right. That's right.
You know, it comes back at you.
But you know what? This community is a helping community.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the problems, though, a lot of times when people are in dire need, they don't say anything because they're too proud.
They're too proud. Their pride
because there's a lot of programs out there. Catholic Social Services
has
a lot of programs to help out.
Sure.
A lot of the churches. folks come to us all the time because there's a need.
There
But you got to come and say,
look,
you know, I need, come on, help me out.
I'll tell you, over the last couple of years, after this radio station went off the air, and I found myself all of a sudden without a job.
I know.
And it was hard for me to find one because of my qualifications.
That's right.
You'd be
Really
overqualified.
hard. Overqualified. for
Overqualified.
everything. People look at you and say, well, you know, I'm going to hire you, and 2 weeks later you'll find something else and you're going to leave. So they wouldn't hire you.
That's right.
Well, I think a lot of people think they're entitled to the government taking care of them rather than go to try to find work, you know?
I wouldn't.
Entitlements are something else.
I wound up collecting unemployment. And you try and live off $250 a week when your house note's $1,300. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Just say, do the math.
Yeah. You know, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she used to walk from where, Raceland?
Lockport, yeah.
In a P-roll, came in a P-roll. She couldn't afford gas anymore, she came in a P-roll.
No. Why you think I drive that little bitty car? I had a big Dodge Intrepid. I'm down to a
got a
little
motorcycle.
bitty, yeah, man.
If you can climb
38 miles to the
flagpoles.
gallon. I'm not. Hey, I get out there and use paintbrush. I had to make a living there.
Look, they're talking about gas going up to $3 again.
Yeah, right. I know.
Well, it's not far off. I mean, you might as well assess it. You know, if you did it like they do in school with the new math these days, they round it off to the nearest dollar. It's $3 a gallon. You know.
You know, my son came home the other day. He was doing math, and I don't understand. Okay, I'm old-fashioned, brother. I believe
me too.
6 plus 5 is 11.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. No,
but
it's
now,
almost 12.
That's right. It's approximately.
Approximately,
yeah.
What do you mean approximately?
Oh, I know.
It's not approximate.
Long division. But they all got their little thing.
Right.
I was not allowed to use. Now, I'll tell you what I did have. We couldn't use a calculator.
You couldn't use.
You're gonna love this. But you could use a slide rule.
Yeah.
And you could use an abacus. Teachers they'd let you do it. They
Where
would
was
in the
this?
classroom.
Where was this?
This was in New Orleans at Kennedy High School. If you want, they'd let you use that.
An
You
abacus.
couldn't use a calculator. So with the abacus, you just left that alone. But the slide rule, you go ahead and play with.
But that's true. Think about it.
But nowadays,
you know, the kids came home one day and said, "Mom, I need help with this." I said, "What you need?" So, you know, I need to figure out how much this is. I said, "Okay." So, well, I sat down and I figured it out. I said, "Well, you know, if they're going to buy it in accordance to what my figures are, it's $12.53 cents, you know?" No, Mom, it's wrong. I said, "What do you mean it's wrong?" They said, "No, they don't want exact figures. They want an approximation." I said, "Wait a minute. You're going to tell me if someone comes to me and says, you know, I'm going to give you approximately $12.53? No. I want my $12.53, you know?"
We got a caller. Go ahead, dialogue. Caller on dialogue. Hey, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, buddy. You know, man, the first time I had to use a calculator was physics class my senior year in high school.
The first time I used a calculator was physics in high school.
Oh, my Lord.
It was my senior year. That was the only class you were allowed to use a calculator on.
Well, there's a calculator out now. My son brought it home the other day.
Scientific.
And and he's putting in all of the parentheses and the I said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
What year was that, son? What year was that?
Man, look.
You're not telling?
Calculators are not allowed at the house.
Mark, how old were you when this happened? How long ago was it, rather?
I was 17. It was 82.
82.
I graduated in 82.
80.
81, 82.
Look, I went my first
25 years.
And it was
I was in school in the 50s.
It was a TI 55. All it did was...
And our calculators were nickels and pennies.
Minus, multiply, divide.
You know, we get the penny.
Wait, he's still talking.
He's still,
Go ahead. You still there? No.
I can't hear Mark.
I can't hear
my
him.
headset's on.
Thank you, Mark, for calling, my friend.
All right, buddy.
But that's true.
Yeah.
You know, we had these little red and yellow and blue balls on a slide rule that we had to...
That's it. You roll it.
Basically, they taught us to read, to write, to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and maybe some percentages, you know.
I'd have teachers that would they'd tell us, they'd have
that
us...
was in school, yeah.
They'd have us, when we leave, they'd have us adding license plate numbers up.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the assignments they told us, they said, you know, tonight write down a log of license plate numbers and figure stuff like that.
Exactly.
But we did it on memory. It wasn't
you know, and they wonder why these poor children go back to school and your parents are not helping you at home. Excuse me?
Well,
my kids come up with stuff I've never seen, and I've gone through college, you know?
Let me tell you, my son came home with Algebra 2, and I didn't know whether he was studying Algebra 2 or French.
No, I know.
That's as much as you knew about it, huh?
But they had French words. I think sin and sign and cos and. I said, what is this?
Right.
What is this?
What is this?
He said, you don't understand it. I said,
No.
I'm sorry. I don't.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to have to go back to school. Well, my kids are grown now, but we're going to have to go back to school with our children.
And your grandchildren, sure.
You know, they go to school. We're going to have to attend with them just so we know what they're doing.
What they're doing. They don't study history anymore. They go back as far as the Civil War and they stop. You know, the other day I had a big dollar, and I brought it to this girl. She said, yeah, I got it. And I asked her, who is that? Who is that? And she looked at it a long time. She must have been 25, maybe. She didn't have an idea who that was. Do you know who that is?
It looks like Eisenhower.
Yeah.
See, at least I know something.
I said, you ever heard of that? His first name was Dwight. And she thought about it. Eisenhower, yeah, you got it, girl. But these kids don't know who the first president is.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, I tell you what we're studying right now, we're doing the history, and I told them to select a person in history, a president, to do some research on it. And some of the answers I got back were kind of questionable. And matter of fact, one of them had selected Eisenhower, but he was like president from 1940 to 1979.
He was president when I was born.
I said, was he president or king?
39 years.
Where did you get this number from? And it wasn't his presidency, it was his date of birth. I'm like, okay.
No.
It'll be all right. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know how I turned your conversation around to what's going on this weekend, education, but...
Yeah, what else we got, just in case, so we don't forget?
We got the band thing at Edie White, and then you got the
Laurel Valley.
And the Laurel Valley. It's something for everybody to do.
Oh, yeah, get out and support Laurel Valley.
Yeah.
You know, it is probably, I think, the oldest surviving sugar plantation in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
That was one of the first places we went when we came up to there and took a ride back there.
Right. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, it is. It is. And then we were watching a movie the other day.
Ray Charles was done.
That's right.
Yeah,
we saw that. But there was another movie, or is it a gathering?
12 Men or something was done back there as well.
Gathering of Old Men.
A Gathering of Old Men.
Gathering of Old Men.
And, you know,
hey, and if you ever look at the credits, at the end there's credits, and I've got credits in there.
Really?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You were at the Gathering of Old Men?
No. No, I was running KX.
You're right now.
Yeah, you're right. I was running KXOR at the time, and the production crew came out of Canada, and they had contacted me, and I had sent them. We were doing a radio show, a Cajun radio show that we did every morning on KXOR, and basically what they did is requested a copy of one of the shows, and if you listen. KXOR is actually playing in the background.
It's part of that scene where they're in the ballroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
KXOR
That's where she was. She's famous, I tell you.
So my credits, when they roll the credits, I'm in there.
Get out.
That's pretty neat.
But I tell you, I enjoyed the movie. And it makes a difference when you look at the scene where they're sitting on the porch and you could relate that you know that place.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
same thing with
just like Ray Charles. If you go into Raceland, right there by Alydar, that gas station.
Right, the gas station.
That's the gas station scene. That is the bus station.
That's right.
And you're sitting there, I'm scratching my head, but that doesn't look right because of the way they spliced it going down the old road and stuff.
Remember.
And there's also a scene at the crossing, Lafourche Crossing, where they go under it, and the train, you'll see the train in the background. So it's so neat to watch some of these movies. And then there's another movie that was done in Houma at one of the plantations. It's kind of a horror movie, something about the key or something, I don't know.
I think we saw that one too. That with the kids made me watch that.
And that was kind of a scary movie.
Yeah, it was kind of. I try to stay away from those.
Yeah,
I try to watch the positive stuff.
They use one of those.
I spend more time on Discovery and Animal Channel and travel and history.
Travel Channel is fabulous.
Oh yes.
But they use one of those buildings out there as a church for remember the little boy that drowned?
That's right. That's right.
The cross is still on that building.
Really?
Because I thought it was, but it was a schoolhouse back then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They made a church to have that little funeral there.
But go out to Laurel Valley, support it this weekend. Have a good time.
And
you know,
Edie White,
take a tour, whatever.
Park.
Oh, and make sure you look at the old locomotives and stuff. They're getting ready to put fences around it to protect it.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put a fence around it, huh?
Absolutely. They got to start protecting them because they're old, they're antique, and they're becoming...
Well, for it is 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah.
It sure has been fun out.
You know.
It has really been... Gibbons, thank you, man.
Well, thank you for driving over and letting me in. I was sitting there waiting for you.
in, huh?
I was waiting for you. I thought it was Linda was going to be on.
Well, I was going to be on, but I decided to let Al go on this morning.
And we'll see Gene Richard Monday morning.
Hopefully everything's
and
going
have
well.
Fun. Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
so.
Gene's
He's
gonna be
having some
fine.
tests today.
Yeah.
And
hopefully, I told him to study.
Yeah.
That's not the contest, but...
I tell you, you need to study ahead of time. Get it together.
Yeah,
you
that's
work,
right.
work that thing right. You'll be all right.
He's having some heart tests done today.
What you say? Give him an abacus and some papyrus so he can go ahead and...
I'll call him and show us how to use the abacus next time. You call me, yeah?
I'm gonna let you know.
Okay.
Folks, thank you so much. This has been Dialogue. We're public service now. Public service. I keep forgetting how they do that.
We're a commercial radio station, but we provide a lot of public service.
But Dialogue is
It's public service of KTIB.
That'll work. Listen, this afternoon on Home Alive, our guest is Stacy Guidry, and she's in charge of disabilities for Nicholls State University.
Good deal.
She's the mother of a kid with autism.
Wow.
And autism is, they say the numbers are 1 in 166 kids have been diagnosed
I know a lot of
with
people
autism.
with children with autism here in Lafourche Parish.
And what's happening right now, they're starting a local autism group, so we're going to be talking with her this afternoon.
That's awesome.
We're looking forward to it. We have some wonderful guests on Home Alive.
Yeah, you know who's coming up? One of the things I wanted to mention coming up next Thursday is Dr. Hulbert from Nicholls State University. He'll be on Dialogue. I booked him yesterday.
Oh, good.
And
Awesome.
apparently, Kathleen Belenko has pushed for a bill that could actually push $7.3 million into the Nicholls budget next year. So we're going to be discussing that on Thursday.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, folks, thank you so much for listening this morning. I'll be back this evening at 4 o'clock. Gene will be back Monday.
I'll be here every
at
day.
7. Linda will be here. Gibbons will be here periodically.
Whatever they call
and
me.
the flagpole, we're going to get that flagpole up sometime next week.
We'll have to call the president of the party.
We'll make it happen.
We need a flag.
I tell you, between Charlotte and the sheriff
It'll happen.
and the mayor, we'll get that up. Folks, thank you again for listening. You've been listening to Dialogue on OD 640 KTIB.